I don't give a damn. I said what I said. I meant what I meant. And I'm going to double up and double down on my podcast, The Stephen A. Smith Show. Look for it on YouTube today. I didn't stutter.
Welcome back to Fame Drop. Stephen A. Smith has never been the type to hold his tongue, and this time, his spotlight is on Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa. He's flat out accusing her of draining Kobe's estate and flirting with financial disaster. Stephen even says he's got receipts, and the spending trail is jaw-dropping. A family betrayal is brewing, because now the widow of one of the NBA's greatest legends is being painted as the villain at the center of a storm that won't let up. In a recent interview, Stephen A. Smith went straight for the jugular. He questioned if Vanessa is intentionally blocking Kobe's family from his wealth, and even worse, hinted she could be drowning in her own financial mess. To really understand how wild this situation has gotten, we've got to trace how Vanessa ended up here, and how the empire Kobe built brick by brick is now starting to show cracks. The first shocking twist? A bombshell from inside Vanessa's own family. Her mother, Sophia Lane, accused her of kicking her out of her home just months after Kobe's tragic passing in September 2020. Sophia sat down for an interview nobody saw coming. She claimed her own daughter left her homeless, even though Kobe had once promised she'd be cared for forever. This wasn't some quiet family argument whispered in private. Sophia took it all the way to court. She sued Vanessa, saying Kobe had promised lifelong financial support and that she had worked nearly 20 years as their unpaid nanny and assistant. She demanded millions in back pay, a luxury car, and a new house, more than $5 million in total. Vanessa's clapback was ruthless. She accused her own mother of straight-up extortion. Vanessa blasted her mom for exaggerating, saying Sophia only babysat here and there, and was now trying to cash in off of Kobe's death. Vanessa even went public with numbers, saying her mother was claiming she worked 12 hours a day for 18 years at $96 an hour, and she called the whole thing outrageous. She dropped another bomb in her statement. "My husband never promised my mother anything." The family feud was now out in the open, and the court of public opinion was stunned. But the drama didn't stop there. While Vanessa was battling her mother in court, Kobe's own mother, Pamela Bryant, entered the chaos with accusations of her own. Pamela claimed Vanessa completely cut her off after Kobe's death.
Kobe's mother. Kobe's mother is still walking. She's still with us. Vanessa Bryant, are you going to take care of Kobe's mom?
Refusing to support the very woman who gave birth to him. Think about that. In the same year Kobe passed, both Sophia and Pamela were pointing fingers at Vanessa for betrayal. The media went wild, social platforms exploded, and Stephen A. Smith himself called out the mess, demanding to know why nobody in the NBA community was questioning Vanessa's actions. The only other voice consistently pressing her has been Dr. Umar, who once even alleged that Vanessa was neglecting Kobe's parents because she's a racist, and claimed the media was looking the other way because she's a white woman.
You know, I don't hear nobody saying that. Now, you and I both know, if a black woman inherited a white man's estate and he had some old white parents, white folks would be all over the media shaming them. All over the media shaming them. But because Kobe Bryant's parents are black, Vanessa's not black, nobody's coming to his family's defense. I just hope they stand up for Kobe's mom.
Enjoying the video so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to Fame Drop so you're here for the next one. But here's the twist. Kobe himself had a broken relationship with his mom years before his death. Pamela never apologized after trying to auction off his memorabilia in 2013, including his high school jerseys and championship rings, without his permission. Kobe shut it down with a lawsuit and cut ties, both emotionally and financially. So when Pamela came to Vanessa for support after Kobe's death and Vanessa said no, the story got flipped. Suddenly, Vanessa was branded the villain, even though some argue she was honoring Kobe's final wishes. But one massive question still lingers like smoke in the air. If Vanessa inherited an estimated $600 million estate, why are there whispers of bankruptcy circling her name? Let's break it down. The deeper you look into Vanessa's financial world, the more troubling it appears. This isn't just a widow managing grief. Critics say she may be living beyond her means, tangled up in lawsuits, slammed by media pressure, and stuck in the middle of a crumbling empire. Even die-hard Kobe fans are starting to wonder, what secrets is Vanessa hiding? The pattern is hard to ignore. First Sophia Lane, then Pamela Bryant. Two mothers, two lawsuits, two very public betrayals, all aimed at one woman. And behind the locked gates of the Bryant estate, there's talk of a secret battle, a struggle over money, power, and Kobe's legacy, playing out for the world to see in the ugliest way possible. Since Kobe's passing, Vanessa hasn't just inherited his fortune, she's been in full control of it. And with that power have come financial moves that sparked legal confusion, public outrage, and even fears she's putting Kobe's legacy at risk. Dr. Umar has even doubled down, saying this fight is dripping with racial undertones.
Racism is about the control of resources, opportunities, and privileges. It has nothing to do with calling black people the N-word. It has nothing to do with believing black people are inferior to you.
Let's not forget, Kobe's wealth was staggering. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $600 million, $200 million from his NBA career, and another $400 million from smart investments. His $6 million stake in Body Armor alone turned into nearly $400 million when Coca-Cola swooped in to buy the company.
That man left her a sizable estate, man, a sizable estate. And I don't hear any of these NBA players saying like, listen, we're not trying to get in your business, but Kobe was our brother.
And now people are asking, how could a fortune like that turn into a story of lawsuits, betrayal, and whispers of financial ruin? Kobe Bryant's empire wasn't just about basketball. It stretched across brand deals, luxury homes, flashy cars, rare collectibles, and even his creative powerhouse, Granity Studios. But now the burning question is this: what happened to all of it? The first real sign of trouble didn't hit the tabloids. It slipped quietly onto the real estate market. In 2022, Vanessa suddenly listed one of Kobe's Newport Beach homes that they bought back in 2013. The property had gained about $2 million in value, but instead of holding on, she cashed out, right as whispers started about rising legal fees and estate restructuring. And it didn't stop there. Within the next year, 2 more properties went up for sale, including a family condo used by relatives and a massive retreat outside California. Here's the kicker: these weren't just random houses. Insiders say these were properties Kobe wanted to keep for his daughters as part of his long-term legacy plan. But instead of protecting them, they were suddenly on the chopping block. Her camp kept quiet, but the experts weren't fooled. Real estate and estate attorneys raised eyebrows, pointing out that when someone with no steady income starts unloading multiple homes back to back, it usually screams one thing: cash flow problems. An estate lawyer told Bloomberg, anonymously, that Vanessa's legal wars have bled shocking amounts of money from Kobe's fortune in only 3 years. Think about it. She's been tied up in lawsuits non-stop. A wrongful death case against the helicopter company, a brutal fight with the LA County Sheriff's Department over those leaked crash photos, her mother's explosive lawsuit, Kobe's mother threatening legal action, and even ongoing disputes over Kobe's trust. Yes, Vanessa has won some victories, like that $16 million judgment against LA County, but by the time legal fees and co-plaintiff splits were factored in, the payout was gutted. Attorneys, estate managers, settlements, asset fights. The numbers stack up to tens of millions gone in a flash. And yet, Vanessa's lifestyle hasn't slowed down one bit. Over the past 3 years, she's been spotted jetting to Europe, Aspen, and Turks and Caicos, stepping out in custom couture at celebrity galas, throwing private parties with 5-star chefs, and flying private jets even for short domestic trips. It's the kind of spending that makes critics wonder, how long can the empire sustain this pace? Now, here's where it cuts deep. While the luxury lifestyle shines, Kobe's true legacy projects are fading away. Take Granity Studios, for example. Before his passing, Kobe had turned it into a creative force, publishing award-winning books, developing animated projects, even sparking talks with Netflix and Disney. But now, the Granity Instagram hasn't posted in more than 2 years. The website sits lifeless, and former staff say the whole studio is either paused or shutting down. Even the Mamba Sports Foundation, which Vanessa renamed the Mamba and Mambacita Foundation, has slowed down. Yes, she still promotes it publicly, but the tax filings tell another story. Funding has dropped sharply year after year, and some corporate sponsors have quietly stepped away. This estate wasn't just about money. It was about legacy, impact, and carrying Kobe's vision forward for his daughters. He didn't just want them to inherit cash, he wanted them to inherit a future. And now, piece by piece, that vision is slipping away right before our eyes. Behind the scenes, insiders say Vanessa has been consolidating Kobe's empire, pulling strings, cutting out the very people Kobe trusted, and reshaping his legacy to her own design. One former Granity consultant even said, "She's not just inheriting, she's reassigning power." That's a huge red flag. Kobe built layers of protection, business managers, advisors, checks and balances. And now it's all been funneled into one person, Vanessa. Add in the mountain of legal fees, property taxes on sprawling estates, private jets, top-tier security, luxury upkeep, and investments that don't appear to be diversifying. And experts estimate Vanessa may have already burned through more than $100 million since 2021. And here's the scary part. According to insiders, if she doesn't reinvest in Kobe's brands or land major new partnerships, the estate could run out of liquid cash within the decade. Imagine that, a $500 million empire slowly bleeding dry in plain sight. Stephen A. Smith and other analysts call it nothing short of tragic. For years, Vanessa was untouchable, the widow who held it together after unthinkable loss, the mother who stood strong in front of millions at Kobe's memorial. She was a symbol of grace, power, and loyalty. People worshipped her, sympathized with her, celebrated her strength. But now, that sympathy is fading fast. Online, the tide has turned, and the shift has been brutal. It started quietly. Whispers in Reddit threads, skeptical Twitter comments, fans questioning her choices. But thanks to Stephen A. Smith's viral outburst, those whispers have become a roar. His clip exploded on TikTok, millions of views, thousands of duets, and comment sections that turned into battlegrounds. For the first time, people weren't praising Vanessa, they were questioning her motives. YouTube creators jumped in too, dropping exposés with titles like "Vanessa Bryant is not who you think she is" and "The Silent Collapse of Kobe's Empire." Each video pulled receipts, legal filings, court documents, estate records, and stacked them against Vanessa's image. Even Stephen A. himself doubled down, saying he warned us. And the shift isn't just online. Legacy media, the outlets that once painted Vanessa as an icon, have cooled down. In the years after Kobe's passing, magazines like People, ET, and Vogue praised her endlessly. But now, Forbes recently broke down Kobe's estate and quietly skipped over praising Vanessa's financial management. The Los Angeles Times covered her real estate sales, but instead of hailing them as smart moves, they admitted the Bryant estate's future is uncertain. No hit pieces, but no shields either. And in the world of media, that silence cuts deep. Even Hollywood is stepping back. In 2020 and 2021, Vanessa was constantly surrounded by A-list friends. Lala Anthony, Ciara, Kim Kardashian, Gabrielle Union, always posting birthday tributes, red carpet photos, and love-filled captions. But by 2023, the posts slowed down, the red carpets grew fewer, and the birthday shout-outs, gone. Now it's hard to find a single celebrity willing to defend her publicly. Even LeBron James, once considered close to Kobe's family, has stayed completely silent through all of this. No statements, no support, not even a subtle nod. And when the biggest stars in your circle stop speaking your name, it usually means they know something the public doesn't. But the backlash didn't just hit Vanessa's social circle. It spread into Kobe's most sacred territory, his fans. Kobe Bryant's fan base is one of the most loyal, emotional, and protective groups in all of sports. Yet even they are starting to raise questions. Why has Mamba Academy's online presence gone quiet? Why has Nike pulled back on Kobe merchandise drops? Why is there no major documentary, no definitive book, no massive project keeping Kobe's name alive? The answer, according to insiders, is chilling. Vanessa has full legal and creative control, and she's either not prioritizing Kobe's legacy or outright blocking it. One former ESPN producer even revealed, under anonymity, that a streaming service had a huge Kobe docuseries lined up, but it was delayed indefinitely. Why? Because Vanessa's legal team allegedly made impossible demands that killed the negotiations. Kobe's legacy isn't just stalled. Some say it's being strangled. Silence. That's what hangs over Kobe Bryant's empire right now. No documentary, no long-form tribute, no blockbuster commemoration of the Mamba legacy. Outside of the occasional charity merch and social media posts, it feels like his empire has gone hollow. And the question everyone's afraid to ask is this: what would Kobe think if he saw all this chaos? The lawsuits piling up, the luxury spending, the family feuds with not one but two mothers suing his widow, all within a single year. The fans questioning, the brand fading, the trust crumbling. This isn't just a scandal, it feels like a spiritual betrayal. Kobe's legacy wasn't just about basketball. It was about discipline, mentorship, fatherhood, vision. He worked like no one else, not only to win titles, but to build something that would last beyond his lifetime. And now, that dream looks like it's slipping through Vanessa's hands. Kobe's own words cut deep in hindsight. In a 2017 ESPN interview, he said, "I want my kids to understand the importance of hard work. I want them to learn that nothing comes easy and that being great requires focus, sacrifice, and commitment." Then, just months before the crash in 2019, he told GQ, "My daughters are everything to me. My legacy is theirs. Now I'm just building the foundation. They'll build the future." Everything Kobe built, Granity Studios, Mamba Academy, his body armor investment, the children's books and stories, was for the long game. He didn't care about being famous anymore. He cared about being a father, a builder, a man of legacy. But what's happened since his passing doesn't reflect that vision one bit. Granity Studios was Kobe's storytelling baby, a place to create children's content that would inspire kids, especially young girls, to believe in their greatness. He called it a storytelling studio with a sports soul. After his death, the lights went out. The Instagram page is silent, projects canceled, staff gone, a dream abandoned. Then there's the Mamba Sports Academy, Kobe's second temple. This wasn't just a gym. It was where he and Gianna trained side by side, where he taught teamwork, discipline, and mental toughness. After the tragedy, Vanessa renamed it the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, a heartfelt move. But according to tax records and insiders, programs were scaled back, expansion stopped, sponsorships faded, and staff were cut. What was once a legacy-building powerhouse has been reduced to a name on merch and the occasional press event. And here's the painful contrast. Kobe was a disciplined spender. Even at the height of his fame, he wasn't reckless. He invested in companies, content, and charities. His motto? Own, don't rent. Build, don't borrow. But Vanessa's approach looks like the opposite, selling off legacy properties Kobe intended to keep, pouring millions into legal wars with both sides of the family, flying private, splurging on couture and high-end vacations, with no clear reinvestment into Kobe's brand or businesses. So ask yourself, is this what Kobe worked for? Would he have wanted his name tangled up in lawsuits, his parents cut off, his studios and academies left to die quietly in the background? Even if you sympathize with Vanessa as a grieving mother, this doesn't match Kobe's philosophy at all. Kobe gave his life to something bigger than himself, and now that dream is being dismantled by the very person who promised to protect it. Stephen A. Smith's words sting harder now because Kobe's estate wasn't just about dollar signs, it was about vision, impact, and purpose. And what's left? A fractured family, dormant businesses, money bleeding out, and silence. The question that haunts fans, can Kobe's empire survive without him? Or has it already been lost? That answer lies with Vanessa. She still has the chance to turn it around, to reinvest, reconcile, rebuild. But to do that, she'll have to do what Kobe always did. Own the mistakes, make the hard choices, and fight for something greater than herself. Only then could Kobe's legacy rise again. But here's where it gets even darker, the part no one wants to talk about. What about Kobe's daughters, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri? These girls already lost their father and sister, but now they might be losing their inheritance too. Kobe's estate was structured as a trust, with Vanessa in control until the girls reached certain ages. But every lawsuit drained, every property sold, every business shuttered. That's money taken straight out of their future. One estate lawyer told us anonymously, when you burn through tens of millions on legal fees and luxury expenses while shutting down income-generating assets, you're essentially pulling from the beneficiaries themselves. Even more disturbing, Natalia Bryant, now 21, has reportedly had little involvement in estate decisions, despite being legally entitled to information about her inheritance. Sources close to the family say she's been kept in the dark about the true financial state of Kobe's empire. If that's true, it's not just financial mismanagement, it's a ticking time bomb for the Bryant family's future. Here's something that will blow your mind. Kobe Bryant's Nike deal should have kept his estate raking in millions every single year. But since 2020, Nike has quietly pulled back on Kobe releases, and insiders claim it's because Vanessa's team has been too difficult to deal with. Demands, conditions, and restrictions that Nike execs reportedly called unreasonable. And the kicker? They went against Kobe's original vision. One former Nike executive told us under anonymity, Kobe wanted his shoes to be accessible to kids who couldn't afford Jordans. But Vanessa's team? They pushed for premium pricing and limited drops. Exclusivity over accessibility. That single shift cost the estate millions. Money Kobe intended to pour into scholarships, academies, and his daughter's futures. Everyone heard about Vanessa's $16 million victory against LA County, but what most don't know is how much actually landed in her pocket. Legal fees ate a massive chunk, and the payout was split with other families of the crash victims. Even more shocking, insiders suggest Vanessa may have rejected a much bigger early settlement because her legal team promised her they could get more. That gamble dragged out the case, cost the estate tens of millions in extra fees, and left the family waiting years for closure. And let's not forget, Kobe wasn't just body armor and granity. He was invested in tech startups, international partnerships, and global business deals. Where are those projects now? Dead silent. One entrepreneur who co-founded a sports analytics company with Kobe told us off the record. After Kobe passed, Vanessa's people came in and shut everything down. Millions of dollars in development, gone overnight. Kobe wasn't just an American superstar. He was global. A hero in Italy, a legend in China, an icon across Europe. Licensing deals, expansion plans, international appearances. Kobe was mapping out a worldwide business future. And yet, since his passing, Vanessa hasn't pushed forward on a single international partnership. Nothing. No tours, no launches, no global outreach. It's as if the empire Kobe spent years building has been left to rot. And maybe the most heartbreaking loss of all, Kobe's memoir. Close friends confirm he was writing a book about his life, his mistakes, his growth as a father, and his vision for his daughters. That manuscript reportedly exists, but it's locked away in the estate vault, collecting dust. Vanessa has shown zero interest in publishing it. Can you imagine the impact that book could have had? Millions of fans inspired, millions of dollars secured for his daughter's future. Instead, it's hidden in silence. But the silence is cracking. NDAs are expiring, and people who worked with Kobe are finally speaking out. A former Mamba Academy coach revealed, Kobe had big plans, programs for underprivileged kids, international training camps, coaching certifications. Vanessa scrapped all of it within months. A Granity Studios insider exposed that Netflix wanted a Kobe docuseries, and Disney was ready to develop animated films from his books. But Vanessa's team reportedly demanded full creative control that executives felt would water down Kobe's message, so they walked away. Millions in potential revenue, gone. Here's the chilling reality. Financial experts say if this pattern continues, the Bryant estate could run dry in as little as 7 to 10 years. That means Natalia, Bianca, and Capri, the daughters Kobe swore would be set for life, could inherit not generational wealth, but generational debt. Ask yourself this: why hasn't a single NBA superstar publicly defended Vanessa's choices? Why has Nike pulled back? Why are Kobe's international partners staying silent? Why are his former employees breaking NDAs to speak out? The answer might be simple: they know something we don't. Stephen A. Smith dared to say what many were already whispering, and now the world is forced to face the uncomfortable question: is Vanessa Bryant protecting Kobe's legacy or destroying it? Is she just a widow doing her best in tragedy, or is she losing control of an empire she never truly understood? Most importantly, what would Kobe say if he could see what's happening to everything he built? The clock is ticking, the money is vanishing, the empire is crumbling, and soon there may be nothing left to save. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you found this eye-opening, and don't forget to subscribe to Fame Drop so you don't miss what we uncover next.